Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, species around the multiverse, welcome to Geek Syndicate episode something or other. We doing what we always do, and that is bringing the sass back to geekdom. I am Monts, and with me as always is...
Nuge!
Sup, Nuge?
Sup, Monts? How you doing?
Yeah, Medea, as I say in Jamaica.
Yeah. So, that was a preview of Black Talk. Join us next week for more episodes of Black Talk.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I feel like do we need to do the obligatory 2-minute talk of like how hot it's been, or do we just roll straight on?
Yeah, it's been hot, innit?
Yeah, it's been hot, man. You been hot?
Yeah, really hot.
Yeah, I've been hot too.
I'll tell you what though, when we did the school run yesterday, we got because our school's on a hill and we're standing at the top of the hill, and I'm seeing smoke, dark smoke pouring out, and some of the heaths and commons near us, about 2 or 3 of them, spontaneously combusted.
Wow, man!
And it's like
days, man.
And I'm on thing. People going, oh, we had a heat wave in '76. Don't know what everyone's going on about. Fields didn't catch fire in London.
Yeah, we were both around in '76. I'm pretty sure I'd remember anything spontaneously combusting back then. It was hot, don't get me wrong, but
someone put a picture of their garden, the fence caught fire and stuff. And I'm like, you know what I mean? You all need to stop. Oh, I really hate this. Oh, back in my day nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we just dealt with it. No, we didn't. It was rough.
We just dealt with it.
We didn't just deal with it. We complained. Do you know what I mean? And this is different again anyway. I just get people are starting to annoy me.
I don't. What I will say just before we move on is I don't really read newspapers anymore anyway because they just annoy me.
You just use them for your chips.
That's right. When I'm out walking in the fog, it's a
in your bowler hat.
Yeah, with a bag of chestnuts. Oh, it's a bit tight, isn't it? Yeah. So.
Welcome to London Talk.
What kills me, though, don't get me wrong, right? It's been hot, and yesterday it was stupid hot. I've been to Singapore, and it felt like I was back in Singapore, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Right. And what I keep saying to people is part of the reason why it's so hot over here is because we don't have the infrastructure. We just can't cope with anything extreme, right? We can't cope with. Whether it's snow, whether it's wind, whether it's rain.
Which is fair enough, because that's where we're situated on the globe.
Exactly. That's just how it is. Do you know what I mean? We see a bit of snow, it's like, but that's peculiar. Do you know what I mean? But it's the headlines. So here's the headlines. I'm not going to tell you what papers they're from, right? If you're in the UK, you could probably guess. So first headline, Tinderbox UK ignites at record 40.3 Celsius. So there's a picture of row of houses in flames, right? What kills me, all of these pictures is the same set of houses, which is in, where is it? It's...
England.
Yeah, thanks, man. Wilts, Winnington, East London. Me neither, but it's in flame. Anyway, yeah. So all of them are pretty much the same place, right? But anyway, the next one, a wake up call. UK hits highest ever temperature. It's quite a moderate title. 40.3 Celsius, which is massive, and flames around it as well, right? Burning hot Britain, inferno mayhem as temperatures hit record high. Homes torched with motorists dodging flames. And there's a picture of a motorway and the side of it is on fire and people are just driving past, but it's not quite dodging. But anyway, and then my 2 personal favourites, Hellfire.
Hellfire.
Further rips through homes. Heat brings UK to standstill. Now bring on the rain.
We're gonna burn.
And finally, hottest day in history, 40 Celsius. Britain's burning.
Britain's burning. Fire.
Pour the water. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Childhood Songs. So that's That's Heat Watch done.
Heat Watch. Thank you for Heat Watch. So, yeah, shall we get on with it?
Yeah, let's get with it.
It's time to get on with it.
News.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm shouting. News.
Got any?
I have actually. It's a kind of so you know I'd started up T-Watch.
Yes, T-Watch.
So and then I've been looking, and this month's T-Watch is there's not really a lot going on. Apparently a robot's learning to imagine by itself, which is an issue. Because obviously
to imagine.
Yeah. Apparently it's like what they did was they took a robot, like put his arm with a load of cameras around it, and it's a little bit like what they're saying is a little bit like when you take a child to like a hall of mirrors. It's the first time a kid like is properly seeing itself, and they're kind of looking and all that sort of stuff. And apparently the robot can kind of was doing all of that, just looking at itself, like really amazed about its arms and stuff like that. The thing that scares me, right, is this quote: "We were really curious to see how the robot imagines itself," said Hod Lipson, professor of mechanical engineering and director of Columbia's Creative Machine Labs, where the work was done. But you can't just peek into a neural network; it's a black box.
I don't want to be that Luddite guy, but can no one see the problem here?
I mean, I did neural networks when I was at university. I can't remember much about it now. So actually, it was a bit of a pointless statement. But like, it's just the fact that it's a black box. You have no idea what's going on in there. No idea. So it's just like, so yeah, he could be imagining himself, or he could be imagining snapping your neck with the arm that he's just looking at.
It's great and all that.
However, the real bit of these is that. So I stumbled across this bit of news. I think this is proper. I should really let me send you the link so you can see the picture, because the picture is worth it. It's chat. So basically, this went under auction. A Derbyshire auction, and it sold for £13,000, which is 5 times its guide price. Tell the people what you can see, Dave.
This is awesome. Yeah, so it's a wooden chest, and when you open it, you can see, which I love. You've got 2 antique pistols, a number of tools. There's a bottle which I'm guessing contains holy water. There's another little case with a cross on. I don't know what was in that. There's also a crucifix. And then you take out that tray, and underneath it, there's a hammer and chisel, or a stake, I suppose you could say. It's like a silver stake. There's an old school Bible. There's a certificate of some kind of authentication, from Lord Haley or something like that. And another set of tools. And apparently
they're candlesticks.
They're candlesticks.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a vintage aristocrats vampire hunting kit.
Yeah. So this belonged to Lord Haley. And it said it's unclear how seriously Lord Haley took the threat of vampires, or if the kit was overused. Well, it's pretty clear it took it pretty serious.
Yeah, okay. So the actual list is there's several items, including crucifixes, a matching pair of pistols, a brass powder flask, holy water, a Gothic Bible, a wooden mallet, a stake, brass candlesticks, and rosary beads.
Mate, this is a film.
Also
TV
included
series,
was Metropolitan Police paperwork apparently registering an alien enemy in 1915 during what is This is genius.
And the thing is, like, you couldn't make this shit up once. This is real.
Wow.
This is real. This sold for 13 grand. Do you know what, right? If I'd won the lottery, if I was a wealthy man, I'd have bought that.
Wow.
It's even got a mirror. I'm just looking at it. It's even got a mirror there, which is, I'm guessing, is to check whether or not they've got a reflection. My boy weren't playing.
He wasn't, was he?
He weren't playing, man.
Oh, man. That is I mean, seriously, got to put this up somewhere, because that is a serious kit.
It's a serious kit, man.
No, thing is, if a vampire attacked your house, I have to go and find it, get it out, and unlock it. Everything, you know.
Yeah, but still. So yeah, that's my bit of news.
Wow. No, okay, that was it, man. We could stop the show now. I'm done. I've just had to sit back in my chair and go, woo.
That was worth it, man. Yeah, man.
Mysteriously, the temperature in my office dropped now.
Yeah, man.
That brilliant. Do you know what? Just sorry, this is off the record. I was looking for something, and I just saw this meme someone put, and it goes, what was it? He had those government cartoons with the cat, and he's going, Brian.
Oh, Charlie says.
So someone put, all the boomers acting like weather warnings are an insult, and in the 70s we didn't need all this. No, Brian. In the 70s you needed a government-funded cartoon cat to tell you not to drown in ponds, set fire to yourself with your mum's matches, or get kidnapped. But you crack on sneering at the weather report, pal.
I might have to leave that. Yeah. Hey, look, man. If it weren't for Charlie the cat when we were growing up, man, me and you would never have made it.
No,
Teenagehood.
We wouldn't have made it.
You know.
What is that?
And if you don't know who Charlie is, look up Charlie Says on YouTube. Charlie Says, and it was they were government videos. Oh. Teaching kids like me about not to go out for strangers, not to drown. Not to play their electric pylons. Useful stuff.
Yeah, stuff we wouldn't have figured out on our own.
Yeah. That kid was dumb though. Who that was?
It's time for the week that was.
The month that was.
The month that was.
Cool.
And where to start, man? I don't even know.
I got a comic.
Oh, go on. Still haven't sent me that.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. I keep forgetting. I don't keep forgetting. I keep looking and going, I can't remember what the password is. Oh, well. just get on with my day.
Thanks for the effort, though, man.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, you know it is, man. So, first up is a comic. It's nothing to do with The Last Rodeo, which is what Dave's ever going to go at me about again. This is, and we have got this. We've been sent this. I'm really hoping that when you click on it, like you want the terror. I haven't got the password for that because Anyway, August Purgatory Underground, which is by Benjamin Morse, and this comes from Red 5 Comics.
Okay,
it's a 4-issue series, which, funnily enough, launches in August. Late August. So the blurb is, as a long civil war ends, the once celebrated hero Captain August finds himself at the center of an intergalactic controversy. Running out of time and options, he accepts a dangerous mission to a decaying planet and finds that the war isn't nearly over. An action-packed sci-fi thriller that remixes the nostalgia of 80s cartoons in a contemporary style.
Nice.
So I've read all 4 issues. I really enjoyed it. It was good fun. Like I said, a little bit like when I was talking about Prodigy last episode. It's not going to necessarily set the world on fire, but it didn't matter.
Pass some good time.
It was good time, and I say that there's some really interesting ideas that I kind of wish got explored a little bit more. So this kind of opens. It's a mild spoiler, but the way it opens, it's almost like you're watching like one of them classic 80s cartoons that we used to watch.
Do you know what? So I've just as you're speaking, I've just opened it and I'm reading the first couple of pages, and I was gonna it's a bit like them old 80s cartoons, even down to the style of their like heroes' faces and stuff.
The film, I think it was. Is it Film Nation? Is that what it was called? The company.
Yeah.
Because they did like He-Man and like the Tarzan.
Very, very reminiscent of that.
Yeah, they did all those, and so the first couple of pages is done in that style. And if you're a kid in the 80s, you'll see those panels and it'll take you right back there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then it sort of jumps forward to like a year later and the art changes. The art's a bit more sort of gritty. And it's almost like one's not fantasy and this is like the reality. It's that sort of thing. But yeah, no, I really liked it because even though the art style stays, it still has that kind of 80s cartoon action sensibility to it.
Okay, yeah, no, I see. I'm just scrolling through, and I see what you mean about the change.
Yeah, to the point that even like partway through, I want to say issue 3, you even get an 80s montage, training montage.
Nice.
Well, I could almost hear like some kind of electric guitar and play. You're the best around. You know what I mean? Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it kind of ends in the big fist fight at the end of it, and the main villain. I was thinking there's something really familiar about him, and then when they get into like a proper fist fight, I'm like, he's literally looks like Ivan Drago from Rocky 4.
Nice.
Down to the hairstyle. So and the art is lovely. I think the art's really good, and looks like Benjamin's done it all. Like he wrote it, he drew it, inked it, coloured it. So I think it's a cracking fun read. There's also plans to do another like a follow up, which I was quite surprised. I didn't realize they were going to do another one, which is set 50 years later.
Okay, nice.
So I'm all for that.
See, this is making me think of Miracle Man. Do you know about Miracle Man?
I know about Miracle Man, but I've never read it.
So Miracle Man's blatantly based on
It's Superman.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's the kind of hero Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay.
As in the guy says Shazam and changes into a superhero.
Yeah.
Right. And so I remember it was originally Alan Moore who wrote it, and it was drawn by we know him. Who was it drawn by? How can I know him. He's such a nice guy. It will come to me. But what was great about it, so it started off and it was like proper golden age type stories of Miracle Man. And, hey, Miracle Man Jr., let's do this. Save the world. Good job, Miracle Man. Lovely. All that kind of...
No, I'm sorry.
Buckingham.
Mark Buckingham?
Yes. There we go. Really nice guy. And it starts like that and you go... this is what I was expecting from Alan Moore, this kind of golden age stuff. It's fun, but, And then sort of Mickey Moran wakes up and he's an adult, got a pretty dull life. And it turns out it's his dreams. At some point, you realise it's not his dreams. That's what, that was his life before his memory got submerged into his, just standard bloke. And when he discovers that he's actually Miracle Man again, he also discovers he's got his age-old enemies having the same kind of thing. And they have this fight, which literally, if two superheroes fought, it's one of the realistic fights in which London gets mashed up. I mean, utterly, utterly mashed up. And you go, and I think the contrast of going from the golden age storytelling and the golden age art to this modern story, it was horrific. But I think what makes this newsworthy is that I think there was an announcement. So this is news, really.
Before you say that, It was also Gary Leach.
Yeah, and later on, Neil Gaiman did some writing as well. But there was an announcement that they're finally, after all this is years, man. After all this time, they're gonna finally finish the story that they started because it never concluded.
Oh wow, okay.
So they're gonna produce a new thing which got all the old stories and their finished story as well. So I'm looking forward to that.
Cool.
But it was a mind back in the day. It was a mind, F word.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, just that change of things just reminded me of that.
Yeah. Nice.
I read a comic. I don't know if I talked about it before. Batman Damned.
No, right. I was trying. No, I've not heard of it.
So I read it while I was on tour, and it's by Brian Azzarello. Let me just find the blurb. Right, it goes. The Joker has been murdered. His killer is a mystery. Batman is the world's greatest detectives. But what happens when the person he is searching for is the man staring back at him in the mirror?
Ooh.
The Joker is dead. There's no doubt about that. But whether Batman finally snapped his scrawny neck or some other sinister force in Gotham City did the deed is still a mystery. Problem is, Batman can't remember. But it gets. Are you reading this? And I remember reading this game. What the F is happening? I can't get my head round it. And someone said to me, I think it might have been Marshall. He said to me, if you read this like Batman's having a fever dream, it all makes sense. And I went, okay, that I can get behind, because this is mad. It's madness.
Right.
It's messed up. It's like, what is going on? What is this craziness? This is, I don't know. It has to be read to be believed, I think. And once I didn't like it. I come out and go, I did not like it. And then once it said to me, this is Batman's fever dream. And I went, oh, okay. All right. Now it all makes sense. That all makes sense.
But even with it making sense, did you like it? Did that make you like it?
It made me appreciate it.
Okay.
I think I liked it. I'm not sure. But it made me go, okay, this is a good piece of work. Whether I'd sit back with a cup of tea on a Sunday afternoon and give it a read again, I'm not sure. But I mean, the art is amazing. I mean, the art is unparalleled.
Okay. Because Brian Azzarello, is he the writer?
He's the writer, and Lee Bermejo is the illustrator, and it's amazing.
Yeah, because he did he wrote Luther, which I really liked.
Right.
Where everything was sort of from the perspective of Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And it was really...
Azzarella's a good writer. He's a good writer. It's got a big supernatural element to it. So later on in this review, someone's put, it's a groundbreaking supernatural horror story. And I was like, you know what? It is. It is a bit of a horror story as well. Okay.
You might have to give it a look-see.
Yeah, it was 3-issue comic, which they've collected.
Right. So, even though it's the month that was, and we kind of do reviews there, I want to just slide in a little kind of rant about streaming services. So I'm saying this because I think you watched this show as well and enjoyed it. Did you ever watch Blood and Treasure?
Yes, I did.
Right, good. That's all right then.
That was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, so basically, Blood and Treasure was it was sort of a romance in the stone with a bit of Indiana Jones and a dash of Da Vinci Code. You had one guy was like FBI agent, and his whole deal was he recovered antiquities and stuff, and then she was like a master thief, and they were kind of traveling the world trying to stop this terrorist from finding, I think it was Cleopatra's something. Or finding Cleopatra herself, maybe. It was, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I can't remember her coffin. And it was great. It was just easy, great fun. I watched it over the summer. It's perfect summer entertainment. Globetrotting, yeah. And Susan, we've got this thing at the moment where like a lot of the sort of bleaker shows I'm sort of steering clear of, you know, and I just want a bit of lightness and a bit of fun. So anyway, right, they announced a while back that there was going to be a season 2. I was like, oh, that's great, you know. And then COVID hit, and I think it got delayed and stuff. And the part of me thought, I don't know if it was good enough that the companies would hold on to it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And then literally yesterday, I stumbled across a trailer for season 2. And I'm like, what? There's a trailer? Season 2? When's that coming out? They've already dropped 2 episodes once.
Really? Where?
Right. Now comes the rant. It's on that new Paramount Plus.
Oh, God. We can't get that in the UK, can we?
You can get it if you've got Prime.
Oh, I meant to know that.
But you have to pay for it on top of Prime.
Yeah, Prime does that, man. I'm like, just let me pay a subscription and done.
Yeah, I can't. At least with like Netflix is like, I pay for Netflix, I get my Netflix. With Disney, I pay for Disney, and Disney even tells me not only do you get this, you also get these other channels that you get Star and National Geographic, and I'm like, yeah, that's great, right? But with Prime's like, yeah, you get all this stuff, and you could have this stuff, but if you want that stuff, you're gonna have to pay extra for it.
Yeah,
and I'm not down with that, man.
No.
And what really annoys me is, so with the Paramount Plus, they've got that Strange New Worlds on it, which I've heard great thing. I've heard great things about it. I've managed to watch the first episode of it, and I really enjoyed it.
It's fast becoming my favourite Star Trek show.
Yeah, but because I think it's finished now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. But in the UK version, they're dropping it weekly. And I'm like,
Right.
so I can't, obviously, you know, what I want to be able to do in a perfect world is sign up for the free week, blitz through Strange New Worlds, and then like cancel it.
Yeah.
But I can't do that
You can't because yeah.
because you're dropping it weekly. So it's almost like you suss it. So on one hand, I'm like, I get it, but it's still annoying. But I'm really annoyed about Blood and Treasure because I really like that show. So what I might have to do is like just either. I think what people are going to start doing, although it's just so much hassle, is jumping between streaming services to watch what they want to watch and then cancelling and switching back over.
There's a word for that because I've just done it. I'm just like, I had Apple TV for a while, and I watched Invasion on it. I watched something else on it.
You watched Foundation, didn't you?
Foundation and Severance. There's actually some good stuff coming up on there.
Yeah.
But now that I've finished it, I've cancelled it. And when I want to watch something again, then I'll take it up again.
Yeah.
But I'm not giving them thing every month. A, because I can't watch that much stuff every month.
Yeah.
And B, so we went to watch something last night. And this is the question that's happening. So I go, I want to watch so-and-so. And he goes, yeah, where is that? I can't remember. Is it Disney? Is it Prime? And if it is Prime, have I paid for it? Because I've got some stuff on Stars. And to do Stars, I need to have Prime. And is this what? I can't do it, man.
And I think, yeah, like you said, you there's so many things that you're missing out on now. And there's a lot of shows now where what I'm doing now is, you know, I've watched the first season. The first season's been incredible. I've started to watch the second season, and I'm gone. It's not. I'm not really feeling it in the same way.
That?
No, just certain shows.
Example.
Yeah. But what I think to myself is actually season 1 ended on a note where you could have ended the series. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, actually, I don't need any more. I'm okay. So I leave that show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, there's just so many shows that I've just not even gone near. I just not had the time. And like you say, and I forget that they're there. I've forgotten about that Invasion, and I've forgotten about that that Foundation one. And I've got Apple at the moment.
So I mean, what Apple TV have done is they've kind of made it centralized. So yeah, you do need your Prime membership, but you can access it through Apple TV.
Yeah.
And they've done the same with Disney as well. So it's kind of got it all in one place. But then you've got to remember who you've subscribed to anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just, I thought all our problems were solved when Netflix came along.
I know.
Let's talk about, we've mentioned this before, but I believe it's worth talking about again.
Mm.
So I have long been I've long been a proponent of universes moving on, and in my mind, if you've established the universe well, you can get rid of the main character because it will sustain itself. That's me. So when Doctor Who reached their 12th incarnate, their 14th incarnation, or whatever, I was like, let them die. In my mind, let them die. I love Doctor Who. I've loved it my entire life. Let the Doctor die because the world's big enough to sustain itself. You can have another character that's connected to the Doctor come and take over the TARDIS if you like. When I go to Big Finish, I love the Doctor's daughters' adventures. They're fantastic. I love River Song adventures. They're fantastic. I don't find myself going to the Doctor Who stuff straight away when I go to Big Finish, which is kind of Big Finish's thing. Their audio adventures. And the latest thing that I started getting into now because of Ant is their unit range. So UNIT stands for the Unified Intelligence Task. Back in the day, it was the United Nations Intelligence Task Force, but you know they've run into problems with that, so now it's called the Unified Intelligence Task Force, which is back in the 70s with John Pertwee was the Doctor. He was stuck on Earth and he worked with UNIT, who had been established to deal with alien threats. Now, in the modern New Who, and that was run by Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. Now, in the modern New Who age, it's run by Kate Stewart, who is his daughter. And they had some TV appearances, and now they've got their own range on Big Finish audio dramas. And when I go to Big Finish now, that is my first port of call. Why is that, Barry?
because so for comic people, I would say this is basically like the BPRD in the Doctor Who universe.
Yeah, Bureau for Paranormal Research and Development comics.
Because what I love about the unit stuff is, like you say, the Doctor is mentioned, but like this is very much their show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And what I love about their series is that the box sets kind of vary, because some of them are like these global, alien invasion stories, whereas other ones are a little bit smaller scale. And I think a couple of the box sets are just individual stories.
Mm.
And some of those individual stories are pretty hard hitting in terms of like some of the plot and stuff. And it's not often I even watch that I listen to like behind the scenes stuff, but all of them I've always stayed to listen to the behind the scenes of why they've done certain things and the choices and blah, 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 which is a little bit like what they used to have with Doctor Who, which was Doctor Who Confidential.
Mm.
The voice acting is brilliant. The special effects is brilliant. Yes, if you've never listened to an audio drama before, it's a little bit of an adjustment. But for someone who's been listening to audio dramas since they was a kid, for me, it's as good as watching it on the TV. This is my opinion, because I love audio. So for me, I can quite happily put the visuals together with the audio. I'm all good with that. And I love all the characters as well. I did start off by listening to one of the later ones and then went back, and then you start to see some of the progressions of some of the characters. But what is quite good as well is you can pretty much dip in where you want.
Mm. I mean, do it in order just provides, for the completionists amongst us, it just provides a little bit of, it just rounds out some of the characters.
Yeah. And if you go on Wikipedia and you look up unit new series, there's a whole thing where it tells you, breaks down what the new series is listing. Because I think it's something, even the Big Finish, I found it a little bit difficult. It didn't always sort of give it to me in order. It was a little bit confusing. But also, like, my takeaway is, like, you wouldn't want to mess with Kate Stewart.
Nah, she's on it. She's
on it. And we both said this, like, I think one of the favourite ones, and I can't think it's the first box set, but she just drops a line. And this is a series where they know how to end on a cliffhanger, right? Because what it does is normally it has a little opening gambit, then you get their main theme, which is kick-ass.
Oh, the theme music is because like a lot of things I'll skip forward past the theme. Not this one. Sometimes I've even replayed it again just because
yeah.
And it's dangerous to listen to if you're in the car as well, because when that theme kicks in, suddenly the driving gets all erratic.
But there's one bit where there's something kind of happens in the sort of opening, and then Kate kind of just sits there and she's like, it's the end of the end of one. And she just goes, someone get me Sam Bishop. I don't know who this guy is, but this guy's got to be badass. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I love it. And then, you know what? I'm actually going to go back and listen to some of the original series. So back in 2004, 5,
yep.
The original unit stuff, and I might go back and listen to that. But one of my favourite ones was where they brought in some of the old unit guys from the TV. From John Pertwee days.
Oh, yeah, and
it just made me, as an old fan, it just made me happy. And I'm looking ahead at stuff I haven't listened to yet.
And that's Assembled.
Series and they're 4. Bringing it, so back in when, what's his name? Sylvester McCoy was the Doctor, and he had a unit story, and the Brigadier was Brigadier Bambera. And she's coming back. Brigadier Winifred Bambera is coming back in a box set.
Yeah,
it was released this year. So I'm just loving it, man. As an old fan, it's making me as happy as I imagine it would make a new fan.
Yeah, go check it out, people.
Absolutely. So we're running out of time now. We got to go. So you know what to do. We've done a lot of ranting this episode, so come and tell us that we need to be more positive or agree with us. Either one. But you know how to do it. The geeks at geeksyndicate.co.uk, or find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. But until next time, we're Geek Syndicate.
I also want to say, if you want to support us, you can do. You can buy us a virtual coffee over at kofi.com/Geek Syndicate, or you can become a patron at patreon.com/Geek Syndicate. I hope those links are right.
Do it. Yeah. Until next time, Geek Syndicate, we out.